Welcome to the Gaia Journal. We investigate the secrets of the universe and uncover the supernatural. I'm Mr. Ben, and I'm with my co-host, Lady Cool. If you're interested in discovering the secrets of the universe with us, you're in the right place. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our pilot episode. I'm Mr. Ben. I'm with Lady Cool. And we investigate all the weird, creepy things in the universe, including the supernatural, life after death, parallel universes. Do demons exist? We try to answer all these questions and more, and everything that you're interested in. So we definitely want you to tune in. Right now, we just want to introduce ourselves and tell you what the show's about and why we're going to be on this journey. And actually, this really spawned from Lady Cool's experiences. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit about herself and why the Gaia Journal came and what we're all about.
Thank you for the intro. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We're excited to have you on our journey. Just to give you a little background on some of the things that got me interested in the Gaia Journal was recently my father had passed away, and I had just become kind of interested in life after death. So I started watching things, reading things, researching things, and all of these kind of supernatural experiences that I was discovering were kind of intertwined with each other. And the more I dug, the more stuff came up. And I've been kind of practicing and testing things. And my experiences are phenomenal. And I figured what better way than to share it with you guys and the world than a podcast.
No, that's cool. I'm the same way, except I've been a little bit skeptical. However, I've had really strange experiences, including seeing ghosts. I believe I saw a UFO fly over my head. I mean, right over my head. And I tell these stories, but I'm still a little bit skeptical. I think the one thing that really keeps me interested, though, is I love to do research and talk to people and hear their stories. And I'm also, I don't know, I'm a big fan of all that stuff. So I'm always trying to find the truth. The only thing is where Heather is now kind of very spiritual and very, I think, connected to the universe in some different ways. I'm always looking at it from a outsider point of view, kind of like a very analytical, very scientific. So I'd be really interested in hearing what the listeners like. Do they kind of agree with, your approach, or which urban legends do they believe? What are their experiences? And I don't want to be kind of like poo-pooing anything, so I'm not going to be that guy. But I'm just super interested in this stuff. Like since I was a little kid, I even had a little monster club.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Come on, I feel like everyone's had like a ghost club or a monster club, but maybe they haven't. And it would just be something where we just try to, we heard that there's a ghost at Timmy's house. I made up Timmy. Timmy doesn't exist. And then, we're just trying to figure it out. Is there really some kind of paranormal activity going on there or whatever? I used to want to go to Scotland just to see if I could find the Loch Ness monster. You know what I mean? So, but I was a dreamer back then, and I used to draw dinosaurs. But now that I'm a grown up, I haven't totally given up that belief, but I'm a little bit skeptical with a lot of the stuff that's out there. The stuff that's now trending on Twitter and YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. So I don't know. I just really want to get into the investigation for myself and find out what's going on.
So what I think is interesting about Ben and I's kind of dynamic is I wasn't a believer, by the way, you guys. After my father passed away, I went through this period of no, there's no life after death. When you die, you just die. And I remember having this conversation with Ben about it on the phone and, telling him about my beliefs. And then I kind of started to be like, there's no way. I just feel like it can't just be the end. Like, what is the point? So I started watching documentaries, and the first one that I watched that like really convinced me almost off the bat was Surviving Death on Netflix. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not, but I recommend it. There's a couple of episodes that are like, iffy, but that's kind of like where Ben comes in with a skeptical view instead of just like, I kind of am sold immediately. And Ben has to do the research and dig and kind of counteracts my beliefs, which I think that we need a little bit of testing. And I think it's a healthy skepticism. And so I am kind of taking it to the next level. And things like, they say that you can channel the dead. Everyone can. It's just a matter of like practicing it through meditation. Or, when we talk about aliens, I watched the documentary Close Encounters with the Fifth Kind with Dr. Greer, and he mentions meditation and that you can channel the aliens through meditation. And so I'm interested in actually going out into the world and like testing these theories for myself as just like a regular person and coming back to you guys with hopefully proof that it exists. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm thinking that throughout this journey, what's going to end up happening is I'll come across things that I'm like, no, nothing happened. And then there might be like really mystical, magical events that I hope to report. But you'll get all sides of it and all views of it. So you can make the decision whether or not you feel like it's real for yourself.
Yeah, that's totally cool. And I'm happy to be going along on this journey. I mean, I watched Surviving Death also, and we talked about it, and it's funny because we had like disagreements on which mediums or which stories were people who may have really experienced something or people who are full of BS. And I don't know. I just naturally think a lot of people are full of BS. So, but that doesn't discount that there are real stories out there.
Yeah, and we'll get into like the depths and the details of kind of like everything that we're talking about in our episodes specifically, because there's just so much to cover. And we'll kind of, if you haven't seen Surviving Death, we'll kind of let you know a little bit about what we're talking about without necessarily like giving away that show in case you want to watch it or any other shows that we reference in the future. But we're going to touch on specific subjects, like they have physical mediumship and like just regular mediumship, I guess. And I think that Ben's right that there are like a lot of quacks out there. I think it goes for everything. It's pretty messed up if you're going to take advantage of somebody who's like super vulnerable though to like make money, but it happens. I mean, there's a lot of scams in the world. But this is where like, I mean, I believe all of that stuff to an extent. But that's where, the yin and the yang of me and Ben being co-hosts kind of come in, is that we can not like battle each other, but bounce ideas and theories and research off of each other, have kind of like constructive conversation and give you guys all of the facts. So you're not just getting one point of view, you're getting a whole bunch of different ways to look at the subjects and decide for yourselves.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm totally excited about that because I like to look at things from different lenses. For example, like what's the scientific lens or what's the most logical lens that we know from empirical or historical events? But what if the religion or the theology or what if the shit is real, basically, and what if there's no way that we can measure it with science or technology, and that doesn't mean that it's not real, So, man, this is going to be a really crazy journal. The Gaia journal, it's going to be really crazy, a journey. Yeah. And so what I want you to do is before we start really kicking off and flying all across the world, doing experiments, doing investigative studies and stuff like that, tell us what you want us to talk about, what you're interested in finding out the truth to. Tell us what you're looking forward to, and just basically what kind of dirty work you want us to get into that you might be a little bit either maybe you don't want to get into it, or maybe you've heard some things and want us to try to uncover the truth or just discuss it, because I have a feeling we're going to get really deep into some subjects, and some of these subjects I wouldn't be too surprised if Lady Cool is out there in person checking it out for herself, or me with my skeptic eye or something. So
yeah. It's gonna be interesting, you guys. We have a lot on the agenda so far. We have spirits, ghosts, aliens, remote viewing, astral travel, fifth dimension, quantum realm, law of attraction, vortexes, parallel universes, DMT, demons, monsters, telekinesis, like you name it, we've got it, and we're ready to like dig deep. So we absolutely want you to join us and chime in too on the conversation. We want to hear your comments, what you think about each subject. Do you think it's real? Do you think it's not real? What have your experiences been? Have you seen ghosts? Have you seen aliens? Definitely let us know, and we will hit the ground running with you guys by our sides.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for spending tonight with the Gaia Journals, me and my co-host, Mr. Ben. Please feel free to join us on all social media networks, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at the Gaia Journals. We hope to see you next time. Thank you for joining us.